Hey everyone, as you might know, Bushiroad recently posted up a survey that you can fill out and let them know your opinions on all the games. So now it's my turn to do it, because I think quite a few other content creators have been posting their thoughts and opinions as well. So we should let Bushiroad know what we feel, what changes they're doing good, what changes are bad, what are the bad things happening, so that they can improve their overall games, all their games, right? So first off, I'll post a link in the description below, but there are different there's different languages that you can pick. Pick your favorite language. But with me, I'm doing the English one. I don't know why, but some of the questions or some of the buttons are still in Japanese. So yeah, maybe that's a good thing. If like some of these buttons are in Japanese, that means it's going directly to the JP side, and they might be able to read it and implement it or like do it better, right? So first off, let's begin. So they ask you what kind of games you play. For me, I've been tracking Bushiroad quite a while now, so I kind of know everything. Not really, but yeah. So I currently play Vanguard and Y Schwartz. I have heard of Y Schwartz Blau, and then I have. So technically, I have played this in the past. I played a couple of games for Rebirth, and then for Shadow Evolve, I do play that one as well. So I'm playing a lot of card games right now, which is not great, I guess, for my wallet, but it's been fun. But now's the Vanguard question. So how long have I known about Cardfight Vanguard? More than 10 years. It's crazy. I've played this game for a very long time. Have you bought or played Cardfight Vanguard since you found out about it? Yep. Continue to play. I actually have like 0 breaks playing this card game, which is insane. From the following, choose the options that best describe your relationship with Cardfight Vanguard. Tournament player. I think I'm a tournament player. I'm not really casual or anything. And then now they give you questions, options to fill in. So is there there's no way to really make it longer, but you can make it bigger. Huh. So feel free to give your feedback and suggestions for the product, card text, or illustration related. So I have no issues with the illustration. I know a lot of people I don't like fan service. That's you, but I think illustration for Vanguard is the best, right? It is goated. Product though, so let's kind of talk about product. I think everyone has been talking about promos. I actually don't think promos, as people think about them, are the #1 issue. So I think people say, promos, stop putting things in promos. I think I have an issue when they make, they purposely make a deck from a booster pack bad, and then make a promo to fix it up. But I don't have an issue with a promo being good to fix a deck from 6 months ago, because now it's not in the meta anymore. But this, this will help it get good again, right? The issue with me though is that if you have no idea when that specific promo will be released to the general public, right? So let's say if I need this promo for my deck, I'm being forced to go to locals, right, to collect it. If I miss out on this period of locals, I have no other way to get it except for singling it, and it costs $1 billion. But if they announce maybe in three months time, or it's coming out in 2 booster packs time, it'll be mass reprinted, then that is way better, right? Because then people have a choice on, do I have to commit myself to playing these events, or I can just wait, right? And if you're a competitive tournament player and you got things coming up very, very soon, then sure, you're gonna farm these, buy these as soon as possible. But if you're a casual player, you're not forced to just do things that you don't want to do, right? As a casual, you're casual for a reason, right? You play the game when you want to play it. If the format is bad, you're not gonna play it. But if you want, you can maybe try and pull the promo, or you can just wait, right? So I think that's more important. So what I wrote is promos need to be mass released after a certain period of time, especially the ones that are vital for decks. Bushiroad should implement a reprint policy for promos and communicate this to the public. This will let players know when this will be reprinted, as well as letting stores know, so if they were stocking singles, they can buy and sell products accordingly. So that's just pretty much a wrap up for promos. The next one I want to say is just products themselves, right? I think right now, the ratios for boxes are not very good. there's usually too many triple Rs. There's too little double Rs. I mean, there's too many triple Rs. There's too many double Rs. I think like triple Rs and double Rs are pretty much the same ratio half the time. The only difference is that one type of card has one more R compared to the others, right? One is a double R and the other is a triple R. The foiling also different, but just the ratios in the boxes are pretty awful. I don't really care about, you know, the high rarity stuff, you know, the secrets. They can be rare, right? They're supposed to be rare. They're supposed to be the ones where you like, you pull it and you go, oh my god, right? Great times for me. But for the triple rares and the double rares, I think the ratios should just be way better, right? There's just so much bloat. Like, there's so many triple Rs and so many double Rs now that is just pulling stuff is... You can't even pull like 2 playsets from a case, right? It's pretty bad. So what I put here is ratios for cases should be better. Currently, there are so many triple Rs and double Rs, you cannot even open 2 playsets of cards in a single case. This in turn has caused the price of cards to rise in the secondary market as there is just not enough supply. The other thing I think we should say is like ratios for certain packs should be like boxes or sets should be better. The history collection one is something that just makes no sense to me. Just three cards per pack in a box of 10 packs. I think those are probably the worst kind of boxes to have. I don't know if it works well in Japan. I just feel like those kind of packs shouldn't really exist in English at all. They're so underwhelming to pull. And especially for, like, you know, the purpose of history collection was to just reprint a bunch of cards in the market, right? And let people have access to them. That really didn't accomplish its goal. So let's kind of talk about that one. So what I have here is sets that release with 3 cards in 1 pack with a 10-pack box should be reevaluated. Either print these with better ratios or print them with more cards. The biggest offender for this was History Collection, a reprint set which goals were to add more accessibility to old cards in the market, but instead it was hard to pull what you wanted and add an extra barrier of entry to the premium format with the updates to Harmonix Messiah. This card was rarely printed in the West, and the pull rates for that card was extremely low. Next issue I want to say is, I think there is too much keyword bloat heading into Standard. Just like every single new ride deck has a new kind of keyword that's... I mean, is there a point to them, right? Is there a point to these keywords? I'm curious. I think by like 2025, we're gonna have so many weird keywords that you should be careful. You know, you should be careful, I guess. So here I wrote, Vanguard needs to be careful with keyword bloat, as in too many keywords that don't add value to the game apart from being a keyword. With the introduction of new ride lines and sets, there are always more and more keywords that can confuse newer players. And then I think the last one I want to put here as well is, I want to say, have less erratas. So again, this is kind of history collection related. Not a fan of having all these erratas because it just makes the game look messy because none of the cards mean what they say, right? So here I put have less erratas. History collection errated a lot of old cards. But again, this adds an extra barrier to the game. When your cards don't have the correct value or effect, it causes players to confirm the correct effects and powers through other means, and just makes the game less immersive overall. And will cause, like, you know, in tournaments, you know, you have to call a judge over and all that, and that's pretty lame, right? I think that's good enough for a lot of the product content and stuff. Actually, add SPs back. Add SPs back. Add SPs back. Yeah. Back. They are better than FFR. Than FRs and FFRs. Yeah, I think SPs were better. SPs were goated. Tournaments and events are related. So, this one is easy. Best of 3 in Top Cut. This should just be a standard across the world, right? Best of 3 in Top Cut. I don't really care that much about best of 3 in Swiss, but when it goes to Top Cut, it should be best of 3. All right. Other events related. There's like worlds need to be combined. Combine worlds of Japan. Worlds of Japan. The World Championships should include the whole world. Include the whole world. This is combined. Like, combine Russia. I should add more to this, eh? It's very underwhelming. It's very underwhelming when the most important parts of the tournaments are literal just one games. Even especially the finals, right? Especially the finals. I should expand this way more. This is way too small. Should include the whole world. Stream tournaments. Stream more tournaments. Right. I think regional level and above should have some sort of stream. So here I have stream more tournaments. Regional level tournaments and above should be streamed. Vanguard is the most watchable TCG and Bushiroad is not capitalizing on this. And I 100% think that is correct. Vanguard is just easily watchable. It's exciting. If you've watched other card games like Pokemon, you would know what I mean. Some of them just not very... They get pretty boring sometimes. But Vanguard is very exciting, right? So Bushiroad should definitely do this more. We should have more mid-level events, right? So here are more mid-level events. Currently, we have BSF, BCS, and BRO, but at the local level, we don't have anything. Players need something to play for in order to buy product, and if there were more official monthly and quarterly tournaments that gave cool and exclusive things, people will definitely be more excited to play and test. An example would be how Pokemon has league challenges and league cups monthly and quarterly tournaments that shops can run that not only give exclusive product but helps towards getting a qualification to Worlds. So like we don't need to have like you don't need to help build for a qualification to Worlds, I think, but just having, you know, something to play for really at that level will definitely help at least like the local groups, right? You know when locals really fire up, when like, you know, shop challenges happen and you get a free buy card. You know, you can win a buy card for your BCS, right? That's when shop challenges really like flare up, right? Or when, you know, a broken PR comes out that no one knows when they'll be able to get. But I just think, you know, we need more local level events, right? Local level events kind of keep the casuals happy. It's a place where people can just have fun and not have to worry about, oh, if I don't play like super meta, I don't get my buy card or things like that. It just helps grow the local scene, in my opinion. And it's like a different level from just, hey, it's your weekly tournament. Yeah, rock up. Nah, I don't know. It's a kind of thing. It's like once a month at this store, there is something that's happening. Come, right? Or it's like the quarterly tournament. You know, big prizes, good exclusive like mats. Come, right? Make time for it. That's kind of what we want. Also, one last thing. Never have diversity card in the West. I hate diversity cut. Let's put that in. Never have diversity cut in the West. That's what I think. It's just, I saved you guys, bro. Anime and manga related. I watch the anime and manga so much. What should I say? I don't know. It seems good. It seems good. I would say, like, I don't know. I feel like after watching Overdress Season 1, and everyone says Overdress Season 2 was better, but then it's like kind of, I just feel like the anime really doesn't know where it's supposed to go, you know? That's my criticism. Feels like it's trying to be a slice of life, it's trying to be a product commercial, it's trying to show some cool stuff, but it never really heads anything. Like, it doesn't really have any direction. I'm not really going to add anything here. That's pretty much it. But, like, for example, the previous anime knew what it was. It was an anime for card games. So it could introduce all this weird, crazy stuff. But in the end, as long as it showed new cards each week, it did its job, right? So I feel like the new one is kind of weird. It just trying to do a bit of everything, but it really doesn't do anything. I guess, well, I can't really say that. It is doing a lot of stuff. People still like the anime, right? People still like the anime. I feel like there should be a series. Should be a series that focuses on the TCG, the competitive TCG. And you might think this is dumb, but it works, right? You have manga anime that is focused on competitive, like soccer and all that, or, you know, Karuta. So you have Chihayafuru, great, like insanely good manga and anime that just focuses on the competitive side of that. And you even have, like, I think Pokemon recently are doing a series called Path to the Peak, which is focusing on the TCG as well. So I think it's fine. I think there's something there. They'll need, like, good writers to write it, though. Like me. No, but they'll need, like, a really strong plot for it, and it's, like, more focused. It's not like a product commercial. That's the issue, right? It needs to be very focused. But I think it can definitely work out. You just, again, you need the right people doing it, but I think it'd be very interesting, and it'd be a great kind of commercial for the game as it is, right? It won't exactly be showing, like, crazy cards, but it'd be showing, like, you know, how fun it is to play card games, and I like that. And then the others. So what is the others? What can I say here? Let's see. Oh, actually, no, there is a very easy one. Please remove the OT in premium, and phase it out in standard. I think OT is just very terrible for the entire game. You playing best of one, you play standard, you trigger an OT, your opponent just feels bad, you, like, win a lot. You know, it's very hard to come back. It's a terrible mechanic. It's honestly a terrible mechanic for competitive Vanguard. So here, yeah, I just added, please ban the OT and premium and phase out in standard. It is detrimental to the long-term health and appeal of the game, right? We've talked about this for a very long time. We have players, you know, they go, oh, I triggered this OT. It seems really broken. And it's like, yeah, it is. It is very broken. It's like, oh, okay. Maybe I'll play something else, right? It's not good. It really prevents people from playing when they have this, like, I win button just in the game, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, sure, sometimes, like, you win when your opponent you've still won because your opponent, though your opponent's triggered an OT, but it's like the amount of advantage you get is just ridiculous, right? I think people have been talking about, like, defensive options in the game as well. Yeah, so we'll add something like that. So here I said add more defensive options to the game. The game has become too fast, and games are literally being decided by an early critical trigger. Power scaling has become so high that a lot of games there is nothing you can do except eat damage and lose. And I mean, like, people have been saying, you know, change blitz orders so they're more than, like, once per turn. I actually don't think so. I don't think that is the solution. I think orders themselves need to be reevaluated. I think the way that they did normal orders are okay, right? Especially the orders that work with a specific archetype, right? So those orders are kind of cool because the whole concept of orders is that it's like a move, right? Or it's like a strategy, or it's a tactic, right? That you play, and for the turn, your entire, like, game plan changes because it's like this deck, right? But a blitz order so far is literally just like discard plus 10k power plus 15k power. Yeah, it's all bounces, right? That's like the most interesting kind of blitz order that we've seen so far, right? Instead, like, blitz orders should be the same power level as, like, a normal order, you know, where, like, you play this defensively and your entire defensive plan kind of changes, right? So I think it's important. I think they should just kind of reevaluate what these orders are supposed to be. If they want to add in more defensive options, they can add it in through other ways. They probably should even just change Sanctitude to, like, not an order, you know, just another card. But then I guess all the Sanctitudes lose value. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like there should be a different way to make these defensive orders. Like, back to that G-Guards, which are, like, accessible defensive cards that changed up the game. So I think there's, like, more to it than that. But yeah, more defensives would be nice. One thing is, like, I think restriction list last time was pretty poorly done. So here I put restriction list should be released faster. The previous restriction list took ages to release and didn't impact the game much at all. English restriction list should take into account the English meta and its status, because yeah, the previous one just didn't do anything. In my opinion, it was just literally a copy and paste, made the format worse, right? Actually made the format worse. So they should up their game with the restriction lists 100%. And last I want to say is they should have, like, they should just give the global side way more resources, or how just like allow them to be different, right? Allow Western Bushiroad to be different. I think, like, when you look at, you know, other card games as well, you know, they usually have a difference between the JP branch and their rest of the world branch, right? And this has led to a lot of success, right? You look at Pokemon, you look at Yu-Gi-Oh, right? The big three. Magic's kind of different because they went from the west to the east, kind of. But yeah, you look at those two games, big difference in how they do their card games. I think even One Piece has, like, a difference in how they run their stuff, right? All of them have been successful. It's not like a recipe for disaster as well. It makes a lot of sense, right? Because, you know, when you serve the JP market only, it's very different from selling the, you know, serving the rest of the world market, right? Different logistics, different players, different sensibilities, different, like, thoughts, right? Different ideas. So I think it's very important that there's more autonomy for a global audience, like for at least Western Bushiroad, right? Bushiroad, EN, you know, Singapore. They need that. They need that because everything is different, right? Everything is different. Like, we want, like, as players, we want a lot of different things from what JP players want, right? And just the cost is different and all that. So if you want to invest, in my opinion, if you want to invest, if you want to, like, make your global audience grow, you need something that caters for the global audience because they want things that are different. There's much more. There's just a bigger possibility of, like, you know, there's a bigger market there, in my opinion, right? So you want to be investing the right amount of money, the right amount of time, and right amount of energy and effort just to cater to this market because it's huge. It's huge, but there's a lot of different things going on. There's just a lot of different cultures and players, and just. It's big. It's big. Other companies have really done that. They've done it very successfully. They're doing very well. Their card games are going well. And I don't see why Bushiroad can't do that, right? You know, we have Bushiroad Korea. They've been doing its own thing. Everyone in the West looks at that and goes, man, I want that. I want that. And to be fair, like, we don't even know how big Korea or, like, you know, China is. I think those are the two ones. They're saying, you know, they're doing their own thing. I can't understand in a way that maybe, like, you know, when you're serving the world, like, your impact's also bigger. So obviously you want to be a bit more, how do you say it, careful, right? But right now I feel like all they're doing is just kind of porting the JP model to the global model, and it's really just very average. I have to say, it's like just meh. It's not translating well. You got to take risks. You got to be agile. You got to be able to respond to the situation quickly, right? Because you know, things change. Right? Things change. You need to be able to make the correct decisions in, like, quick time, and overall, like, you just have, like, better communication. Like, just yeah, there's so much to try. So let me put this in. So here I've put down, allow global Bushiroad to be different. The global market is very different from the JP market and needs a different strategy compared to the JP market. It needs a different strategy. That's a redundant thing. It needs a different strategy for it. And that sounds better. Right. For it. The player base is very different and values different things, and Global Bushiroad should be more equipped to handle this. Other TCGs recognize this and have different divisions handling their global market to the extent that the products released are different. Like, as an example, right? The global market is very different from the JP market, and Global Bushiroad should be given the resources, budget, and decision-making ability to handle this. I think I just repeated that, right? Just remove this, and I have that at the end. This is a good way to recognize if your writing is bad. Yeah. Other teachers recognize this and have different divisions handling to the extent handling the global markets. This is weird. To the extent that the products released are different. I don't really want, to be fair, I don't really want our products to be different, but that's like an example. So maybe I can add that in. So as an example, for example, Products released. Products released are different, and events are run differently. The global market is very different. I think that can be said. That's like an extra point to add, you know, just to cram it in, right? Yeah. So allow global Bushiroad to be different. I think that's good enough. There's like a lot of things to say here. Don't really have much to say there. Is there more to say for the tournaments? I guess, right? I think this is fine. Just like have more tournaments overall. You know, the best of 3 in top cuts, combined worlds, and I guess that like you could say like make it so there's more pass downs. I guess add pass downs for unsponsored invite. That's it's like the worst, right? You come 4th and someone else beats you, but they already have a spot, so you just lose a spot, right? You just lose an invite spot. So I think this should be implemented. Just add pass downs for unsponsored invites, at least to even 4th place. Yeah, and then I guess just maybe add more avenues for more unsponsored invites. Just having more people add worlds would just be good, right? To events. Imagine if you win Springfest and the first place team gets an unsponsored invite to worlds. I think that's fine. I don't think that's wrong. It is an unsponsored invite, so they'll have to pay their way to go. But you know, it's at least adds some value as well. Like to Springfest, gives you something that you want to fight for. With like Bushi Navi as well, you can even do ranking systems, or you know, add ranking system. Actually, yeah, add ranking system for Bushi Navi. For Bushi Navi that allows the top players in each region to get invites to worlds, and it could be sponsored or unsponsored. I think unsponsored is fine too. This means that if you play well the entire season, or you can make it to worlds. So just, I guess a lot there. I think that's overall. That's quite a lot. A lot of what I want to say. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna look back and go, damn, I missed something I want to say. But that's for you guys. You guys can put that in when you put in your survey. So yeah, that is pretty much it. How satisfied am I with Cardfight Vanguard right now? I think I'm somewhere here, right? I'm definitely not a smiley face, but I'm not an average face. But I feel like to induce change, I do kind of want to put it in average, right? Because, you know, I feel like just there is so much potential for Vanguard that we're missing out so much, right? That's what I'm more like disappointed about, that Vanguard could do way more, but I feel like they're kind of a bit stagnant in what they're doing. They're going, this money is printing. Why should I change it, right? So I want them to change things, because you're never going to last long if you stay stagnant. If you stay the same and just try and print out the same thing, something's going to happen, right? They're going to meet their first kind of failure, because, you know, you're always going to meet, you know, something bad. Something bad is definitely going to happen at some point. And if you haven't been keeping up with the times, if you haven't been agile and changing up things, you're just going to fall or just break, and then that's it, right? So I want Vanguard to be able to, you know, make things be different, right? Just shake things up, you know? And, you know, if it does well, it does well. If it doesn't, then it's a learning process. But it at least makes sure Vanguard is, you know, at least interesting, I guess, is what I want to say. I think the worst, like when you look at Twitter, right, you see a lot of people, you know, saying this is the worst, you know, we need this changed. I think that is good. The worst is when people stop saying that. When people just, they see an issue and they just don't care, right? They go, okay, that's how it is. Maybe I'll just do something else now. And you just start seeing less and less interactions, less people talk about Vanguard, and it just dies off slowly. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to just like disappear without anything saying a word, right? Anyone saying a word. That's the worst thing that'll happen. So I think Vanguard right now, for me, it is here. But I will put it down as an average for now. I think putting it satisfied is a bit, you know, I think it's a bit too high. I think it's a bit too high. I think it's above average is correct. Actually, there is something I do want to say, right? Last minute additions. So one is make standard more skill intensive. Standard is very simple in terms of deck design and game interactions. This is obviously, you know, by design, but prevents any deeper interactions with the game. A game can be as simple and rewarding at the same time. For example, you know, Pokemon, simple game, but, you know, you make rewarding decisions and you win, right? Players should be rewarded for making correct decisions. Currently, this does not feel like it's the case, right? Because, you know, you make correct decisions, you face a Bastion, they went first, there's nothing you can do. There should be more, you should be rewarded better for making, like, just good decisions. That's it. It means, you know, you do get better results, and, you know, Standard will be taken more seriously. Because if you look at BCS, for example, all the good play, I'm not saying, like, you know, the people who win Standard are bad, but if you look at a lot of the old veteran players or the good players that have a choice between Standard and V Premium or Premium, a lot of them are taking the other game, right? And I think that's bad. I think, you know, people, when they're given that choice, they should be going, you know what? I like Standard. Let's go play it, right? I don't feel like I'm nerfing myself by, you know, just auto losing to, you know, an OT, or just like my opponent just gets a crit in game, like turn 2, and I lose a turn and I lose, right? It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. It should be much closer in terms of like, okay, I have Standard and X. Both are valid options for me to make it to World, right? And then the second one is take competitive Vanguard seriously. Modern TCGs cater to their casual and competitive fan base. Vanguard does have a competitive player base, but decisions regarding card effects and tournaments don't recognize that. A successful TCG needs both their casual and competitive groups to coexist. What do I mean by that? So, you know, I feel like, you know, competitive Vanguard, especially in Japan, right? This is kind of a JP thing, right? You know, you have things like diversity cards, right? How does that even work? That shouldn't exist in competitive Vanguard. Then they print things like, you know, Zarzan. It doesn't really work well. What about History Collection? You know, the new updated strides. I feel like that's, you know, so much acceleration. But because Vanguard, you know, is a luck game, right? Who can I just hit the. It's a luck game. You know, you don't have to worry about, you know, the competitive side. I think Vanguard is like I said before, you know, great stream game. People love watching it. I think it's a great competitive game. And it just feels that sometimes the competitive side of this game is just not taken seriously at all, because hey, it's triggers, it's luck, right? They should take it seriously, I think, because it's very important that, you know, the casual group and the competitive group work together. Because that's what a successful card game is, right? You look at the big games, Magic, big competitive, big casual. Yu-Gi-Oh, same thing. People go casual. Dude, there are so many people out there who are playing Blue Eyes White Dragons, you know, at their locals, not playing meta decks. It's crazy, right? You even have Edison. You have like casual, competitive Edison, you know, Gold format, things like that. And then you look at Pokemon, huge casual market. Then the competitive like market is like insane, right? The prizes are crazy, you know, so many circuits going on. One Piece, every single modern TCG right now caters to both, right? You cannot cater to one. You know what? The last game that catered to only one, that was Battle Spirit Saga. Do you hear about it now? No, right? You don't hear about it at all anymore, right? So you need to do both things. You cannot just have one. If you have one, then the other side is going somewhere else. They're looking at other things. And then what does the one remaining do? Not much, right? There's a kind of a nice flow between casual competitive and competitive casual, kind of like that, right? Sure, you do get, you know, the annoying competitive player who was, you know, only playing meta and sharking everyone, but you also have the crazy casual player who just hates competitive players all the time and talks bad about them on Twitter, right? So you have both. So that's just kind of my last two editions, and I think that is actually complete. That is all I have for, you know, Vanguard, and I'm just going to have a quick check that all my spelling is correct. People are saying there's so many red lines. You know, you spelled X wrong, but that's because I come from Australia and we use S's instead of Z's, right? So yeah, I think overall it's correct. Promos, all that. Yeah, Bushiroad, capitalize, pass downs. I don't know what pass down is. Yeah, okay. I think that is fine. Let's go to Y Swords. I've actually played Y Swords more than 10 years. I play titles that I like. I don't buy every title. I'm not a meta dog, right? I only buy Whole Life. I am a tournament player, probably caster, yeah. Feel free to give feedback for Y Schwartz. I actually think Y Schwartz is like, okay. I think one thing though is power creep. Power creep is a bit high at the moment. Finishes are way too strong. And games are decided too quickly. too quickly by these finishes. I like games when they were slower by these finishes. The game has gotten more complex though, which is a good thing. But as they've gotten more complex, the power level at like the top end is now like burn 2, burn 1, burn 1, and then deal 4 damage by the attack kind of thing. So I think the power creep there is not good. But the finish is, you know, way too strong. And I guess like less good PRs. It's not really that big of an issue. Actually, you know, what's funny with Weiss is English PRs are better because there's more avenues for release for them. And they don't print as many, you know, broken box toppers PRs anymore until like kind of recently, right? So I don't know. I think the main issue for Weiss Schwartz is just the power creep is a bit high. And that's it. The tournaments and stuff, I think, you know, maybe it's weird for Weiss Schwartz, right? People want best of 3 for Weiss, but then a big number of people don't want best of 3 for Weiss. Because best of 3 Weiss does take a very long time. I think it's fine. Participant titles, Grand Blue Fantasy, yeah. Final Fantasy 14. 14. What else? More Hololive. Yeah. There we go. And I guess like what are some things? What are some things I want to say? I think overall Weiss is actually okay though. Apart from those things, Weiss is actually okay. So not much to say here. How long have you played Weiss Schwartz Blau? I know a lot about it, but I just don't play it. How long have you known about Rebirth? I've known about it from the first product. I used to... Have you bought Hololive only? I only got Hololive. And that's it. There's nothing... I don't really have much to say about Rebirth. The only question is, like, how's it going? I don't know. Shadowverse Evolve. So I know about Shadowverse Evolve. Yes, I continue my play. I'm actually a casual player for this. I missed the entire tournament scene because I was in Japan. Have you played the app version? So I think it's all good. I think the product for Shadowverse is great, right? Collab title, Hololive. Hololive, please. Hololive leader cards, please. Product content, I think the product is great. The product is good. It's great. So the tournaments, this is the only issue. Please don't do the shop qualify method again. Have more open regionals. Yeah. That's the only thing I'd say. Also, oh no. Best of 3. Best of 3. At least for top cut. For Swiss, again, I'm like, whatever, but best of 3 for top cut at least is the minimum. Right? And then, yeah, collab title, Hololive, done. And I think, to be honest, like, the product for Shadowverse Evolved, I'm actually very satisfied, to be honest. You know? It's been good. Although I play it very casually, right? It's been nice. It's been nice. The only thing is, I guess, okay, have less downtime between major tournaments, you know, seasons, but since it's the first kind of first season, just consider it more down the track. Okay, this probably should just go into the tournaments, right? But yeah, so right now there's a huge downtime between, like, because you can't qualify for Worlds anymore, so we just need something. Right, we need something to play for. But overall, I think it's been very satisfied with Shadowverse Evolve. It's been a good third game for me. Maybe it's because I'm a casual player, but that's pretty much it. Right. So overall, I think feel free to give any other feedbacks and suggestions for Bushiroad. Work more with content creators. I think work more with content creators. Don't be afraid to try new things. Yeah, I think that's overall. I think I just said a lot already in the Card Fight Vanguard section. So that's pretty much it. Anyway, that is it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Big kind of talks about stuff. Fill this out, right? Let them know. I don't know how long this will be up for, but yeah, more feedback is better, and just so they can improve, right? So that's it. See you later. Bye.